In 1977, the Los Angeles Board of Education established the Open School Center for Individualization. It was the second magnet school in the city and the first initiated by parents. Parents cooperated with educators to design a program that would engage children's fascination in the project of learning while developing basic academic skills.
What else do you need, though?
300 students enrolled in grades 1 through 6 come from every geographic sector and represent the entire ethnic spectrum of Los Angeles.
Soil's a good one.
At the open school, traditional subjects of reading, writing, and arithmetic are not learned through mechanical drill and exercises. Rather, they concern projects in which the children are passionately interested.
What's under this dirt?
Art, music, and drama are integral to the process of the school. Dewey maintained that learning cannot occur through the insertion of facts in a child's mind. Learning is active. It involves reaching out of the mind.
I think that one of the most telling things about the way a classroom works is what happens when the teacher's not there, and how the children use the materials in the absence of teacher direction. So I really believe that the environment gives the kids freedom or restricts it.
A school is not merely a teaching shop. It must transmit values and attitudes. It is a community in which children learn to live first and foremost as children and not as future adults.
7 people. Come here, 7 people.
The open education movement in England crystallized in 1967 with the Plowden Report, entitled Children and Their Primary Schools. The British infant schools provided a model for school reform in the United States, where many principles of open education had been articulated 70 years earlier by such educators as John Dewey.
Now remember, is that an office up there?
4 operating principles characterize the open classroom. First, the room itself is decentralized, an open, flexible space divided into functional areas. Second, the children are free for much of the time to explore this room, individually or in groups, and to choose their own activities.
Have you guys made a group decision, a democratic decision about where this is going to get put?
Third, the environment is rich in learning resources. Plenty of concrete materials as well as books and other media.
This is Andre's supermarket. This is the checkout place. I don't know about everything else that well. This is my house.
Fourth, the teachers work with individual children, or 2 or 3, seldom presenting lessons to an entire class. All children want to learn and will learn if the emphasis is on learning and not on teaching, on each child's thinking processes and not rote skill acquisition, on freedom and responsibility rather than conformity and following directions.
Teaching is facilitating. Teaching is asking the right questions, of understanding each child's needs, of understanding the developmental stage of each child and providing the appropriate materials, the appropriate environment, the appropriate experiences for that child. It is making sure that that child is fully involved and not just present in the classroom.
I'll go first. So what? I'm next.
Teaching specific topics or skills without making clear their context in the broader fundamental structure of a field of knowledge is uneconomical in several deep senses. Such teaching makes it exceedingly difficult for the student to generalize from what he has learned to what he will encounter later. Learning that has fallen short of a grasp of general principles has little reward in terms of intellectual excitement. The best way to create interest in a subject is to render it worth knowing, which means to make the knowledge gained usable in one's thinking beyond the situation in which the learning has occurred. Knowledge one has acquired without sufficient structure to tie it together is knowledge that is likely to be forgotten. An unconnected set of facts has a pitiable short half-life in memory. Jerome Bruner. The Apple Computer Vivarium project is looking for ways in which artificial intelligence, computer graphics, user interface, and curriculum can be designed to enable people to learn better.
Yeah. But where's the red see-through? We're just gonna have to make them green.
What are you making?
How Frankenstein works with HyperCard and Legos. Let's make them yellow.
Good idea. Okay, we want this thing up that high, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need what will work for that. That's not going to work.
Yeah, bow tie.
The children design animal and plant ecologies to test, sharpen, and enrich their understanding of what they have learned through research and evaluation.
The idea of to know the world one must construct it is strongly tied into designing a programming environment for children, because what we want them to do is not so much experience things that other people have set up, to be more like experiencing a television program or maybe an interactive video disc. We want them to actually make the simulations themselves, because it's in making the simulations that the act of design is most powerful.
We are late for school, guys. Bye, guys, I am going for a swim in the sea.
The big question is, what would it be like for novice users to be able to create their own computer agents? Semi-intelligent processes that could carry out tasks, find resources, advise, and coach their users.
Asking kids to what? Well, in one of the earliest papers I wrote about this almost 20 years ago, I said we shouldn't measure children by how they do in tests passed for a fortnight, but in Sistine Chapel ceilings per lifetime.